My name is Fred Saffold, and I'm the founder of the True Black History Museum. We're a traveling museum established in 2010 for two reasons. Number one, to preserve the history of African Americans, of black people. And secondly, to share with everyone around the globe that people of African descent, black people, African Americans, have value and have made significant contributions to humanity. And we come today to share some of those contributions with the city of Pontiac and the greater community. This exhibit is entitled A Tribute to the African American Journey. This exhibit, or a version of this exhibit, has been seen in nearly 40 states by tens of thousands of people across the country. Oftentimes, black history is overlooked, is suppressed, and we come to fill those educational gaps and voids. Everyone needs to see excellence in themselves. Everyone needs to see themselves in curriculum. And mainstream curriculum, mainstream media, many times doesn't represent African Americans as they should. So we come to fill those gaps and voids. This exhibit is entitled A Tribute to the African American Journey. And it is just that, it's a tribute to the journey. We're very intentional with starting with Africa. So the first artifacts that you will see are directly from the continent of Africa, and you could spend an hour looking at those artifacts. We're intentional because civilization started in Africa, right? And that civilization wasn't rooted in savagery, but in royalty and accomplishment. Some of the first forms of written language and spoken language, mathematics, architecture, aviation, first forms of governmental systems. And this is, again, not covered in mainstream history books, curriculum, and things of that nature. So we come to fill those educational gaps. In addition to that, many times in curriculum, our history, black history, starts with slavery, or 1619, if you will. And we just want to ensure that people understand we have a history that predates that. That's why we're very intentional starting with Africa. We go through some of the ugly things. We go through the slave trade, right? We go through Reconstruction. When I say we go through, meaning we have artifacts. There'll be artifacts from the slave trade. There'll be artifacts from the Civil War, Reconstruction, right? And then we go through the Jim Crow era, the Black Power Civil Rights era. And then we celebrate African Americans in the arts, sciences, sports, entertainment, politics, all the way up to the modern day. And this exhibit is a living, breathing entity. This exhibit has been up 4 times this week, and each day it's been just a little different. So it's not just artifacts or items on a table. It's really a collection of lived experiences. And as people walk through, we don't walk people through. It's an engaging exhibition. We have description cards, QR codes. So we'd rather you walk through and interact with the exhibition, right? Probably got 150 artifacts on display here today, covering all those periods that we just spoke of, all the way up to the modern day. A brick and mortar museum certainly plays a very important role in the preservation of history and also the sharing of those stories. I think what we do is a little different because we disrupt space, right? We come into spaces, and I'm not sure, this is the first time we've been at this location today, and I'm not sure what was here yesterday, but today it's the True Black History Museum. So we give you an intimate interaction with an artifact. So we're very intentional on starting in Africa. We bring African currency, right? If you don't travel abroad, you've never seen currency with black people on it. Right. So a mind shift, right? A shift like, wow, there's the currency, which is valuable to the people of that continent, that nation. So it's important to shift your mind as you walk through this exhibition. So the exhibit is a living, breathing entity. We just had 5 artifacts donated this week. I had an exhibition at a major Fortune 500 company. A young lady from Cameroon walked through, and she said, I don't see my country represented in the exhibit. And I said, well, do you have anything you can donate? And she said, I do. And she came back and donated 3 artifacts to the exhibit, and we display them at her company, and we'll display them moving forwards. We get artifacts daily. I mean, it is, when I first started collecting, it amazed me that I could go into an auction house, you know, online, if you will now, and bid against other museums, and I could own a piece of history, that I could have a hand-signed Martin Luther King in my possession, that I could have a document, you know, signed by, you know, Mary McLeod Bethune, who founded Bethune-Cookman University. That we have 2 exhibits touring nationally right now. And many times, so sometimes we won't have an opportunity to share everything. People say, well, I thought I would see. Well, we do have it, but it's in our other exhibition, you know. And then we've got themed exhibits. I mean, we've got thousands, literally thousands of artifacts. So the kind of artifacts, something as small as we have a stone from Senegal, the Door of No Return. Something as small as a stone, but it tells a powerful story. That Door of No Return, of course, they call it that because enslaved Africans once they walked through there, they never returned to the shores of Africa. I want people to walk away knowing that black people have value and have made significant contributions to humanity. Black people built this country, built this nation. Our contributions are interwoven into the fabric of the nation. So when people leave here, I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel pride. I want them to feel self-esteem. People who didn't know. We want to increase cultural awareness, cultural sensitivity for the historic journey of people of African descent.